today's episode, I'm going to teach you guys how to work your sales goal targets for 2024 backwards. To do that, we have to set up kind of a theoretical company that I can use to teach you guys and give you some perspective on a company's sales in 2023 and their performance, and then where we're going in 2024 so that we can work those goals backwards. You're going to need your 2023 data. You're going to need items like revenue, gross profit, net profit, average job size, and number of leads, appointments, and the sales data so that we can kind of reverse engineer what we want to do in 2024. So take a moment, pause the video, get your data together if you want to write it out and work through this with me. Let's jump into it. Right here, I've written down a company's revenue. It's a kitchen and bath remodeling company, like a lot of you guys. It had a revenue in 2023 of $1 million at a 40% gross or $400,000, left with a 15% net or $150,000. We look at their average job size, it was around 30,000, and they had 33 jobs completed in the 2023 year. Then we can look at their sales. Again, this is all theoretical. We're looking at a 10% conversion rate. So to get the 33 clients, they needed 330 leads. And of those, they ran appointments at 40%. So 40% appointment set rate. So that's 130 appointments. But you could look at that as a, divide that out by 52 and get your appointments per week in your video. Now that we've set the stage and created kind of a fake set of numbers, you can, plug in your own numbers using your real data so that you can do your projections. This company, I think it's going to be a big target to grow from $1 million to $1.5 million. That's a 50% growth, pretty substantial, but that's something, $1 million business can grow to a $1.5 million business. I've seen a lot of my clients be able to make that 50% increase or even larger. So that's what we're going to use in this example. So as we look at that new revenue target of 1.5 million, which we're going to shoot for the same, 40% and 15% net. So that's not as important in this example, but that's a $225,000 net and a $600,000 gross profit. That number is going to be important to your overhead budget. Now let's look at building out a sales target. So if we know to do this, if our average job is 30,000 still, we're not going to increase our average job, then we now need 50 clients to hit the $1.5 million target. To get there, we take our sales target, do the 1.5 million, and we divide by 30,000. That gives us the 50 clients or 50 jobs that we need to do in 2024. Okay, if we're operating at a 10% conversion, then we can multiply that by 10 to get lead count. So we need 500 leads, and then we need to run 40% set rate based on last year's data. Is 200 appointments. So see how quickly we're working backwards from our 1.5 million. Now we know we need 200 appointments and 500 leads. We can take this and divide it by, we can use 50 weeks as just an even fun number. And that's 10 leads per week and 4 appointments per week. You can take this information now and 4 appointments per week. One sales guy can run those 4 appointments per week, so we still only need 1 sales rep. And to get 10 leads per week, you can look at your marketing spend that it took to get your total leads last year and know that you'll probably have to increase that a little bit to get enough leads in. So if we're looking at that kind of growth rate, that 50% growth, we probably want to increase our marketing spend on our lead funnel, the one that's actually getting us leads, by that 50% to get enough lead volume in. Now that we know the target is 10 leads per week, generates 4 appointments, which is going to generate 1 contract per week. We could go look at the results of our different marketing funnels. So let's say, your primary marketing funnel was door knocking. So let's start talking about door knocking, and let's say, we've got data from 2023 that shows if we knock 100 doors, we get four appointments, 1 sale. That becomes a marketing unit, an expense that, a sales guy can probably, it depends on the neighborhood and how many people they actually get in front of, but you could easily be putting out door hangers on 100, 200 doors a day. You could, knock 50 to 100 doors a day. So this is a full day of door knocking a week generates enough appointments to get that 1 contract a week. So this would be 1 day of door knocking a week if they can knock 100 doors. At 100 doors per day. You can adjust that and figure out your target on door knocking. You could do the same thing if your advertising budget was pay-per-click. It'll be easy for those guys to give you data on how much you spend to get a lead. So let's say, your average lead cost is $30 per lead. It's probably about right. Maybe on the high side. And I need 10 leads to generate 4 appointments to get 1 contract. Means I need to spend $300 equals 1 contract. And if you want to use just pay-per-click and hit your target, you need to spend $300 per week in pay-per-click advertisement to hit your target if, $30 per lead is what your pay-per-click is budgeting out at. Now you're starting to see that we can take any of these marketing funnels and we can back into this target of 10 leads per week, 4 appointments per week, and 1 contract per week. This is how you back out whatever that target is based on your company's growth and what you're trying to do. You can start backtracking down to see what's viable, what's real, what's realistic for your business model, and how you can design it and set those benchmark targets, because now, you can set a target for your pay-per-click team of, hey, we need to spend $300 a week and generate 10 leads at $30 a lead to hit our target. You build that into your advertising budget. For your door knocking team, hey, we need to knock 100 doors a week to generate 4 appointments to get that 1 contract. So by having more data from your different marketing channels and your sales target, we can build that action list for your actual staff that are doing the work. If it's pay-per-click and those are going to be leads that call in, then you need to be fielding those 10 phone calls a week, 10 leads that are coming in a week. This will let you create quarterly action items and weekly action items for your sales team, for your marketing team, so that everyone knows where they are every single week of the year. And then you can turn this data into KPIs and track it throughout the year to know if you're staying on track or need to make some adjustments as you go. This method of generating an activity list for your sales team, your marketing team, your staff, how many jobs you got to produce and all of that based on your sales target and average job size, all of that comes from the fact that you have data from the current year. So the more data you have, the better you have it broken down by advertising channel or marketing channel, different sales guys and their individual close rates and activities. You'll be able to take all that data and compile the actual activity list that you need for your staff to be doing on a weekly basis to be able to hit your sales targets. Working backwards is the best way. Start with the end in mind in the big picture and start working your way backwards so that you can get down to action items for individual weeks. You turn that into KPIs and start tracking your employees' performance, your pay-per-click guys' performance, and make sure that everybody's being held accountable to hit those goals on a weekly basis. It's going to be much easier for you as the leader to measure these things on a weekly basis. In this video, I taught you how to take current year sales data, create a projection for next year, and then backtrack that into weekly activities for your sales and marketing team. This is going to be the best way for you to figure out a growth plan for 2024 based on the data from 2023. If this video helped you solve the weekly action items list for your employees, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel, share it with other business owners that might benefit from this, and then stay tuned as we're going to keep releasing a weekly contractor tip video to help you keep growing your business every week in 2024. If you need more help or want to grab my cash flow cheat sheet to better manage your cash flow in your business, check out the links in the description of this video where you can get that cheat sheet for free, find ways to reach out to me and schedule a call, or see my other social media channels where you can engage with me there as well. Till next time, Nate out.